Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
And I'm this new, young, virginal podcast that's never been on a podcast before. Honest, no, it's me. I'm back. It's James. I am here. I've been away for a short while, but I have now returned. So for some of you, that's going to make you want to tune in. And for others, it's probably going to make you want to tune out. But tough, you're stuck with me.
And he's back. He's got a haircut. He's got a trimmed beard. He's looking very lovely, everyone. All the ladies out there, all the single ladies out there, check out James Stafford.
I mean,
don't check out Gemma, though, because she looks awful today.
None of you can see me. That's the thing. Nobody can see my image. So you could just lie and say, like, I've completely shaved my head.
Yeah, I could, but you have got a lovely haircut. And we discussed that it had been... you'd had it for a month, and I was like, yes, but we haven't seen each other or recorded for about a month, so maybe 2. It's nearly 2 months, James.
It may well be 2 months. I mean, firstly, Gemma has lied. She looks fine. She looks good. She looks nice. She's just lying to try and give this impression that I look better than I do. But no, I think, it could be like 2 months ago. It was quite a while ago. I just decided, oh, sorry, I'll chop my hair off. And in fact, it probably is 2 months ago. And when it was first done, the comment from a lot of people is it looked like I dyed my hair black because it got that dark.
It does look dark. Yeah, it does look dark.
This is light, though, compared to the first time it was done, because I did my dad was like, wow, your hair looks really, really, because I haven't seen me, he's like, your hair looks really, really dark. So
I can see just, when you turn your head to the side, I can see the blonde just underneath your headset, but headphones, sorry, but yeah.
Well, hopefully it will go lighter as something called the sun has now graced our shores. Unless, yesterday you live where Gemma is, where she informed me that there was a plague of hailstones and rain. But...
Honestly, James, it was horrendous because we intended on, I don't know, salty tadpoles don't know what day this is, but this is Saturday. So, but you'll still get it next week. But yesterday we were going to record as a last minute thing. But the all-seeing eye of God in air quotes, for those who believe, for God, for those who don't believe, air quotes God. But yeah, he didn't want us to record, or she, or they, or whatever. And yeah, it was horrendous, like torrential rain. Like I'd never seen torrential rain like it. Places were getting flooded. We had hailstones about the size of a polo mint. Yeah, it was about the size of that. And and it was just, absolutely horrendous. Yeah. And the noise alone. Yeah, it was like I was trying to, my mum was in the opposite, I keep pointing now.
In the other wing of the mansion is what she's suggesting, listeners.
Yes. No, she was actually only in the hallway. And which, can be found in the door behind me there, We're on video today, guys, so everyone can see apart from everyone who's listening.
For an audio podcast, this will be very interesting. It's theatre of the mind, Salty Tadpoles, theatre of the mind. As I've said, Gemma's been very, shy with this information. She lives in a huge mansion. So when she says the hall, she means something that's miles away for us proletarians.
Yes, but she was talking. And I was like, I can't hear you, because it's literally it was, my brother came round and he had to pull over on the way because it was too dangerous to drive. And even his fast window wiper, I never realised how much I talked with my hands. But no,
we've lost her to the madness. She's just making hand gestures.
No, I feel like we should release this as a video so people can see, but I look so horrible, I don't want to. But no, I know I don't apparently, but I do, Anyway, so he had to actually pull over because it was that horrendous. His windscreen wipers that were on the fast speed weren't clearing it, so it was quite dangerous. But yeah, and then when it settled down, I heard a load of sirens going over to Portland. So I don't know if somebody had an accident on like the Portland Beach Road or something like that, because it's quite a fast road. But, you know, obviously sensible people wouldn't take it fast in that weather. Other people will, though.
No, it's, I mean, we had, well, within probably, we'll just go with within last month or whatever, we'd have periods where it had really been raining heavily. This is the first time it's been nice for a while. And it's reasonably pleasant. I'm wearing shorts, which is good for me and terrifying for anybody who sees me when I'm out walking. So,
yes, you are looking very almost summery today, James. It's quite nice to see that you've not got a woolly hat on. You haven't, well, potentially you haven't got your gloves on.
No, this was commented upon that my hands were looking an awful lot better, but obviously it's because the weather's improved and it's now actually, you know, we are being graced by something called warmth.
Yeah.
So my hands are no longer like claws.
Oh dear. So, James, nobody really cares about the weather.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to believe.
I thought you were going to say nobody really cares what you've been up to. Move on to the next subject.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
For those who are wondering what the means, it's when it's a noise with a hand gesture moving something across.
Yep. Yes, definitely. But yes, so nobody cares about the weather.
We're really screwing the tadpoles, aren't we? The theatre of the mind thing.
Yeah, that's why I think we should release a video, even though I do apologize. Maybe I can put like an emoji over my face. I can go like this. No one can hear me then.
Put a blurred image so it looks like you're on Crime Watch or something. We are protecting this person's image for their, an innocent party in this crime.
Yeah, exactly.
Some would say it's a crime against podcasting. Yeah, this crime against podcasting that is having me back on.
Oh, I've missed you, James. So anyway, for the last month or so, what have you been up to? Because I've been saying it's a special. I've forgotten what I actually said, but yeah, it's
What have I been up to? So I was lucky enough to get a 3-week work placement, working on the television program All Creatures Great and Small.
Ooh.
And I did a week in different areas. So I did my week starting out in production. I then did a week in locations and a week on scripts. And I obviously can't discuss anything about the show. But obviously in production, you're working in an office. In locations, you're out where they are filming, which is very interesting. You're helping them set everything up and keeping things neat and tidy. And the question I kept being asked on location work is, did you see any of the actors doing things? At a distance, yes. But to explain, Salty Tadpoles, I had my back to them for about 99% of the time because you're doing crowd control. Because a lot of people turn up to watch this stuff being filmed, and you're being very nice and friendly and making sure they're able to, stay in an area where they don't get in shot, and generally just keeping them entertained during shoots, cracking jokes. But no, it was great. And then scripts, I can really not discuss anything on that other than say I worked from home on it. But it was jolly interesting stuff, and it gives you real insight into the way these things are put together. Because I was asked quite a few times, is this what you expected it to be? And the reality of the answer is no. And the reason I say that is I had no idea what I was going into. But I realized I've kind of got ahead of myself on how this happened and how I got there. So I was on Facebook and I found an advertisement for a wonderful group called Screen Skills. And it was for people interested in working in the entertainment industry, say television, and people with no experience. And you went to like a Zoom event, and then you had to put an application in. You had oh God, that hasn't worked out. I'm mute inside coffee. So again, so the Screen Skills thing, it's all right, Gemma can work a magic and chop this up so it all flows perfectly. And they're going, hey, so he tells us how it started, how he got there, and not how he got there. And then, so Yeah, you applied for the event. You went to like a Zoom event, and then you went to an open day they were having where you could learn more about it. And it's that long ago that it's when we had snow.
Yeah.
So we had days where it's really snowy, and it got cancelled. And then we went back when the train strikes were on. That made it very interesting. It was the most precise train journey I've ever seen in my life for time. When it said it went at 7:44 in the morning, I can tell you it went at 7:44 in the morning.
Blimey. You don't expect that from
literally,
trains, do you?
No.
No.
Well, clearly the strike had some benefit there. And again, coming back, it said, it will be at this time. And it was bang on. So we had that, then you put an application in, you had another event, put another application in, and not to bore the tadpoles who've slipped into some sort of sleep-induced coma listening to this, I was successful lucky enough to get onto the program.
I'm going to interrupt very quickly. I think a lot of people will be interested in this, so I don't think it's boring. You tell the story, and if people snooze, then just carry on listening until the story's ended. But
we'll give you the time pointers to aim for. But no, it was very good because I think there are about 54 of us that went for the initial thing or thereabouts, and it whittled itself down to 4, of which I was lucky enough to be one of them. And it's just been a really interesting experience, and for anyone who's interested in it, if you keep an eye on Facebook, the Screen Skills group is there, and they'll be able to assist for anybody who wants to go on future events. And when that had finished, I was very lucky. I got an email about a week or so after it had finished asking if I'd like to come and do some further work with them. So I'm currently doing that at the moment, and it's all really good, interesting stuff. And and I'm not just saying it, they are a wonderful group of people. They're all very nice and helpful. But yeah, it's great. And I found it a really interesting experience, and I'm hoping I can do more with it in the future. So I'll keep doing the best I can for them and working as hard as I can. And yeah, it's good stuff. It's very interesting.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, yeah, I do. I hope so as well, that, it can keep going on for you, because obviously this is something that you're really interested in, isn't it? So, and you've always liked the behind the scenes kind of stuff. So, yeah, really hope it does work out. Obviously, you need to put the priority of the podcast first,
I will do my utmost to ensure that I am able to give time to the podcast as well. You are not that easily free of me, tadpoles.
No, definitely not. But no, and we don't want that either. I just have to tell you that. I know I've said it to you on message, but we don't want you to disappear. I like recording with you. So,
ooh, you went very Dorset then. Unlike I like, I do.
I do. I really do like recording with you. Best way to talk with a Dorset accent is hardly move your mouth, if you see what I mean.
It's like you've had a mini stroke.
I know. This is the reason why I've said it before, but the reason why me and James can't do video recording very often, because we just get distracted by each other.
Yeah, and you should see what happens when you record with Pete. It's complete chaos.
Hi, Pete, by the way, if you're listening.
I will also say hello to Andy, because I've been listening to the podcast you've done with him. They've been very good. So it's lovely to hear his dulcet tones again.
Yes, it's been lovely to hear him. We got another episode there was another episode with him last week, but because obviously we're recording on Saturday, James hasn't heard that episode yet, because obviously that's out tomorrow. But I hate, I shouldn't really break the fourth wall, should I, or whatever it is. But no, he made another guest appearance.
It's always nice to have Andy on, because the level of grumpiness hits like a level that even I couldn't reach. Gemma's rate, I can be grumpy, but Andy just takes the grumpiness into the stratosphere. And I'm impressed. I also like the fact that he almost turned it, on one of the episodes, into a complete car corner run.
I know. Well, this week's episode, that's just been last week, so it's so hard to talk when he
keeps pointing to the wall. I don't know what happens with that, what magic powers that wall has, but
I'll sit my hands. There we go. No, it's so last week's episode, James, that you haven't heard yet is, but you're going to get on it straight away on Sunday, aren't you?
I should use it while I walk to my my volunteering job. So
good. Well, yeah, we basically turned that episode into Pet Corner. So for the good 20 minutes, we were talking about our pets.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I would also like to point out that I've been cheating on Gemma, which I want to do by going on another podcast where we're discussing the wonderful Thank You for the Music podcast, where we were talking to Warren Ringham, another guest, about the theme to On Her Majesty's Secret Service. But I have to also reach out and thank Warren because he did allow me to pimp this podcast as best I could. So thank you, Warren. That was appreciated.
Yeah, it's always nice to know that you can do other people's podcasts, but not your own.
I know, what a bastard I am, eh?
I can't do I can only do daytime recording. I can't do nighttime recording. But then when it comes to somebody else's podcast, oh yeah, I could do it at 7 o'clock.
I'm just a podcast whore. What can I say?
Yeah, but I wish you were a podcast whore on this one. No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I've got obviously a crazy month ahead of me as well. So what I was kind of thinking is that I don't know 100% yet because it might all change. But I was thinking maybe we could go bi-weekly for the next month or so, and record drop episodes every 2 weeks. I think that's bi-weekly, isn't it?
Bi-weekly, she says. Ooh, kinky.
Yeah. So what I mean by that is, but every 2 weeks for the time being, and then obviously from like July or August or whatever, we'll go back to once a week. I think that's a good idea because otherwise we're just going to get a little bit burnt out. And James has seen something out the window. What have you seen? What have you seen?
Yeah, I'm like a goddamn meerkat. No, it was trying to work out what the noise was that went past, but it was somebody on a motorbike, I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because James is currently having building work done as well, aren't you?
Well, my neighbour is having building work done, and I'm going to have a little bit of repair work done that almost slides into my Codswallop. And initially, I'd not been smart enough to think it was a Codswallop until the wonderful, brilliant Gemma went, "You've got your Codswallop there." So,
yeah. Well, in that case, then, should we get onto our Codswallop, seeing how you've actually got some?
Yes, fire away, fire in the hole. So, and hole being the correct word. So, I was lucky enough to find out that here I can get full fiber, lickety split, fast as anything broadband. Ooh. And I'm not knocking them. I'm not being nasty towards them because I don't want my broadband to be turned off. So, no, the chap who came to put it in was really good. I really liked him. Very nice, funny guy. Great sense of humor, got the job done very quickly and did a good job. But the problem we face, and it's not his fault, is that you drill out to kind of minimize, I think it's dirt and disruption. Okay. So we had to drill out to feed the new cable. So all that was done. And then the problem was that when we went outside to have a look at things, a huge chunk of my brickwork at the front of the house had fallen off in doing it.
Oh, no.
So it's unsightly. But thankfully, it's fallen off, rough in two pieces, but nothing had gone awry and missing. So, to cut a long story short, my neighbour's having building work done. The guy who's doing the work does work for me as well, and he's going to try and tidy it up so it looks nice.
That's nice.
On top of that, another Codswallop I can give you, because it's coming thick and fast, people, is the fact that this is how long ago it was. It's when we had the bank holiday weekend in, was it April or something? No. Feb. Do we have one in Feb? I don't know. Whenever it was.
Beginning of May would have been the bank holiday, because there was a bank holiday in May, and then there was one the week after, and then there's one coming up, isn't there?
Yeah. It's whatever the Easter one was or something. I don't know.
I forgot about Easter.
Yeah, getting old and forgetful, clearly. But it was that one. And a couple of my friends came to visit who I'd not seen for eons. And the day before, a couple of days before, I was tidying up as I want to. And I was, cleaning the light in my kitchen. Not a major problem. Done it before, vacuuming a bit of the dust off very gently. salty tadpoles very gently, nothing rough. Never been a problem before. I turn round to get something off the sink. You can guess where this is going. Light fixture falls down, smashes the vase on my table. I was like, oh, I may have used an expletive.
You can say it.
I was like,
we're not a children-friendly one.
Anyway, so that involved a lot of sweeping up and vacuuming of glass, which was everywhere because that's what always happens. And as much as I tried to take apart, put back together, thinking it might work the light fixture, it was knackered. At the end was nigh, and it basically ripped. It was a very old light fixture that had come from Germany, and it probably like 32 years old or something. So it's amazing it lasted that long. But it like ripped the entire bolt system out, so there's no way you could even put it back together.
Oh no!
God bless my wonderful neighbour. I turned off the power, tried to unscrew this thing, couldn't do it. Sent him a message, said, "Is any chance you can come out and at least help me take it down and secure it so I can have a light?" And he did it. But for a while, I had like the crack den light fixture, which was just like a black cable with a light connected to. And when my dad, I showed a picture of it to my dad, and he was like, "Are you like doing Breaking Bad in this house or something?" Cooking up my blue meth. But yeah, I'm managed to get a new light that's all in and looks fine and dandy and has changed the room. But it was the funniest thing is when I had the single light in, it was like so much light, it was blinding. But yeah.
Did you manage to fix the light feature?
No. The old one is going to have to basically be either sold to someone who'd be able to put it back together or just chucked. But there was a very nice kind of cottage style, light, lampshade thing with it, which I'm going to try and sell on. But now I've got a brand new light put in, so that's all good. I now have light.
Oh, that's all right then.
I'll have to be a very classy meth dealer.
Yeah.
With the light I've got in.
I was going to say, if you've got that photo still as well, you send it on over to me so we can use it as episode promotion.
If I just send the original thing when it fell down, we'd probably get donations to this poor man.
We might, yeah.
But that was an eventful bank holiday weekend that you wanted calm because I had people visit and you're like, just everything to be okay, to go there, whomp, boom.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of thing that happens. So.
It is. And it's always the unpredicted stuff that happens, isn't it? So, but never mind. It made for a good story for the podcast. So that's good. It
did. And as ever, it's always kind of late in the evening when these things happen when you don't want it to. But yeah, that's the touch with the major kind of Codswallopy stuff I've had. What about you, Gemma?
Well, I haven't really got much this week because obviously, unlike James, I've been recording. So,
whoa! This really throws me. Non-rageful moment. Oh dear! Am I in an alternate universe?
You might be. You might be. Actually, I've got a story to tell about that as well. And So, okay, my Codswallop isn't really. In some ways, it's Codswallop, but in other ways, it's not Codswallop. It's more of a story to tell as well. So
now, just for the tadpoles, I am now in a position where I am properly listening. So I've lied down almost. Honestly, laid down. I am interested. It's also can stretch my legs out a bit. So yes.
Okay. Well, James is currently chilling out as if he's on a sun lounger or something. So sipping a martini.
Well, lemon water, but far away.
So I kind of, I suppose in a way, bird poo is my Codswallop.
I only laughed because I was telling somebody about this yesterday, but go on.
Yeah. So I'd, my car wasn't overly clean anyway, so it wasn't really a big deal from that point of view. So I was like, oh, and it was literally covering my windscreen. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to, because it was sunny and there was no rain. So I'm going to have to take it to the car wash. So normally I've got there's a couple of people that I sort of take it to have it like properly washed in, done inside and out. But it was my lunch break, so I didn't have time. So I went to the local drive-through car wash kind of thing. And so drive-through.
Hand gestures, people.
Yeah, again.
Not rude. Right. Strange, she's telling me something. They're not rude ones directed towards me.
No, I genuinely talk with my hands all the time, so I'm trying not to put them on show. Yes, you do actually look like you're driving right now.
Actually, I do it perfectly, yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, back to my story. So I'd gone to the place, gone to the car wash, paid and whatnot. There was a car in front of me, so I had to wait. And then I drove in and I was like, oh yeah, fine, like this. But then as it turned on, I went, oh, I haven't taken my aerial off. And I was like, oh no, I haven't taken my aerial off. And, I was just like panicked, but it literally just started. So it was like, I can't get out of the car to take it off. There was nothing I could do to get it off, basically. I had to just sit and wait. And it was like, I'm not overly great in the drive-through car washes because I always get a little bit panicked. But yeah, this was like extreme panicking, but it was also quite funny because every time it was sort of like just above, just at that point where the aerial was, I was like, twang, and I was like, no. But thankfully, when I got out of the car, the aerial was still there and it was still fine. So that was a big, massive phew moment. But
that's good.
Good. But oh my God, it was like, well, I was probably in there for about 5 minutes, but it felt like a day. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. The bird poop thing is annoying. I had that one morning when I was doing on the work experience thing where I drove in and I was like, I don't know what the hell had crapped on my car. I think it was like a pterodactyl or something. Yeah. It was like huge. So I had to get a kettle of boiled water, put in some cold, and thankfully got it off. But ugh.
No, it's not nice, is it? It's really not nice. Yeah, it's like massive seagulls. So I think it's the seagulls that always.
Because the problem is, it's when it starts eating into the paintwork, and I've seen that on cars where it's left, it like really bugs the paint up. So yeah, get it off as quickly as you can, basically. The best trick to do it, and here's one for the tadpoles, is if you can get a spray bottle, put in water as hot as you can, it'll generally help break it up quickly if you have that ability to do it.
Is that not a good thing, though, to put on your windscreen? Wouldn't it crack it?
Well, not generally. The windscreen should be able to take it. I mean, we're not talking like straight off boiling water. That's a bit risky. But if you can mix the temperature between boiling with a bit of cold, so it's still very hot, it generally will be okay for getting it off.
Yeah, because people say that, like if you've got like ice on your window or whatever.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it then because it's too much for it. It's a huge temperature change, hence why it'll break. I'm not tadpoles, I'm not advocating pouring boiling water on your car. Just want to make that one. And if you do damage your car, I'm not being held responsible.
No. Okay, fair enough. And this podcast has not got any association to this comment either. So you can't sue us because you won't get any money.
To be fair, ignore the comment should you wish.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably best. I mean, when have you ever listened to this podcast and actually took our advice? I mean, if you do, shame on you.
More fool you.
Yeah. We are stupid. So yeah, we're not stupid. We're just silly. So yes. And then my other story that I have, but it's, again, this isn't Codswallop, but there was a new girl who started in the office. She works in a different department to me, but she just walked through the office and I was like, I had to take a second glance because, I had to take a second glance because she looked exactly like Lucy Caton. I've read, so I don't think you've actually met Lucy, have you?
But I've seen her on things, yeah.
Yeah.
So the cloning program has started.
Yes, exactly. So straight away, I had to message Lucy, and I had to say to her, "Look, oh my God, there's this weird thing that there's this girl in the office, and she looks so much like you that it's almost identical, sort of thing." I mean, obviously there are differences as well, but enough for me to go, "Whoa," and stop what I was doing. Yeah. So, and. What was it? Lucy said that, this is like the multi-universe, and that's her. So yeah, so
Ah,
it was
the
really freaky.
multiverse, yes.
Yeah. And then when I was getting introduced to this new lady who's called Deb, I sort of briefly told her the story. Obviously, after I said hello and stuff, I said, "Oh, you look exactly like my friend, blah blah blah," and she's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "You're definitely not like my friend because you've got such a boring response." I was like, "No, I take it all back. You're nothing like her. You look like her, but you've got no personality like her."
If you're listening, Deborah, don't take any of this to heart.
She likes to be called Deb, okay?
Deb, okay, Deb, don't take this to heart.
I mean, to be fair, that was probably, it was also probably alarming that somebody she just met.
She's probably thinking, how am I supposed to respond to this?
Yeah, absolutely. I did think of that, I did think, oh my God, actually, that might be what is happening here. That, but, people got to learn who I am. And I'm no different on this podcast. Well, I am a little bit different on this podcast, but I'm not much different on this podcast than I am in real life. So
she's not tadpoles. She's as bonkers in reality as she is on the podcast.
I am always, when we've got a new starter, I say, I'm just mental. So I'm friendly and I'll be a good friend, but I'm mental. So if I say anything that upsets you, you have to let me know. If I don't say anything that upsets you, just laugh.
Wise words to live by.
Yeah. So that was very weird. So yeah. There we go.
Ooh, awkward silence moment.
I know.
How are we going to fill it? How are we going to fill it, guys and gals?
I don't know. You're going to fill it. What are we going to talk about?
Okay. Well, we could. Have you had any interesting driving experiences? I've generally been just traversing the back roads because we have to have a bit of car corner. So yeah. In order to get to work, I've been going over the tops, which is it's cool. It's really interesting. It's a completely empty road 9 times out of 10 of the time you go, until the moment when you see an oncoming vehicle and think, "Ah."
Yes. That is the thing with the back roads, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously they're more risk of being extra muddy and stuff like that as well, though. But, it's just when you see those kind of oncoming traffic, it's like, no.
And it's always the people in like really big vehicles, probably farmers and whatnot, who generally don't really want to get out of the way, so you end up having to squeeze past and ensure things are all right. But yeah. But sometimes I do use the whole Audi driving bastard route to get through, so that does work for me.
I figured you probably would. Would. So, yeah, no, I haven't really. I don't think I've got anything. Although car related, I have squeaky brakes, and that's really annoying me. I had to have my brakes done the other day, and it cost what it cost. I can't remember what it was now because it was so long ago. But so this guy is not my usual mechanic, so I had to go down to this other mechanic, and he's not a bad mechanic at all or anything like that, but he changed the brakes that needed doing, and then basically I was sort of driving around, and then for days my brakes were really squeaking, like people could hear me coming from ages away, kind of thing. It was horrendous. It was really bad. But so he said, right, okay, bring it back, and we'll it's under warranty. So obviously, because they'd only just been done. So yeah, and then so he changed them, and then for a couple of weeks it was absolutely fine. Now it's squeaking again. and that's not good.
Has it only been doing it recently? Like really recently?
Yeah.
I wonder if it could be. Has it been warm?
Yeah, it has been.
It could be that. I can sometimes get to squeak. I mean, squeaky brakes, medical element as well. Take 2 pills in the morning to resolve the problem. Oh, squeaky brakes.
You're going to have to say that again, unfortunately, because you cut out. No, because you cut out a little bit because the internet cut out.
Yes. Sorry, no, I was going to say squeaky brakes. It sounds like a medical ailment, doesn't it? Like take 2 pills in the morning to resolve this problem of squeaky brakes. But it's better to have brakes that are working. Is the car an automatic out of interest?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because the problem with the automatic, as wonderful as they are, is the brakes do take a bit more of a hammering because they don't have the clutch system to allow you to slow down. Yes, people, we are doing car corner.
Yeah, I'm letting James off, Since I had it with Andy, I suppose I have to have it with James. So, but that was annoying though, because it's like, I haven't gone back to them yet, but it's like the third or fourth time that I'm going back to them. And it's like, seriously, can you not just get it sorted? And we're not talking like a massive period of time. It's it's only been like, I don't know, probably a month ago that they were done.
It is strange. I hope you can get that resolved then.
Yeah, but it's not happening quite as much now. It's only happening if I've been driving for a while. So I don't know, but we'll see. So
one of them strange things. Cars and houses are the bane of existence because you need them, but the problem is that they're costly because things will go wrong.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, definitely. And I also missed my last car because my last car was my favorite car, as I said before. So I didn't have to pay road tax, which was lovely, and it wasn't a petrol guzzler, which is also nice. And and it was a really lovely car. It was quite new. So yeah, and then it died.
I'm only laughing because it's the annoyance factor of, it's like when the vase got broken. I was more annoyed by the fact my vase was broken than my lighting collapsed. It's always that one thing, isn't it? It's like you with the car. It's like, for God's sake, why can't it be something that I don't like very much?
Yeah, exactly. It is, it definitely is. But, never mind. I suppose I'll live. Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. So I'm not massively loving my car right now because ever since I've had it, there's been problems. So, but is it the car's fault?
Look at it this way. At least people know you're coming when you brake.
Yeah. Well, if I've been driving for a while,
there's less chance of coming to a bend where it's really tight and someone will go, I can hear a really loud screeching noise. What is that? I think another car might be coming. As it brakes to go into the corner.
No. It's like, hiya.
It's me.
So while you've been gallivanting and you've been, hobnobbing with the stars and stuff, have you had much time to watch anything fun on the telly? Or
I was thinking about this because I thought this question would come up. I honestly haven't, because a lot of the time I just come in, eat, and then go to sleep. But I did watch yesterday. I watched the film about George Foreman. That was pretty good. I like George Foreman anyway, so it was interesting. And I've watched bits when I've had a chance. I watched bits of Barry, the TV series, but that is all I can really think of, to be honest. What about you?
I haven't seen either of those, so yeah. Yeah. I know who George Foreman is. I don't know who Barry is. Who's Barry?
Barry is interesting. It's been on, I think it's on is it fourth season, its final season. It's Bill Hader, and it's a show they've made. It's predominantly Bill Hader and Henry Winkler. And it's a show all about an assassin who decides he doesn't want to be an assassin anymore. He has a crisis of conscience and decides he wants to become an actor. And it's the fallout from that, and it's the strangest show, but it is very, very good. Very good.
Okay. I might check it out. You never know. I gave up on, what's his name? Luke Cage. Gave up on Luke Cage Series 2, I was just struggling through it, for ages. And I even watched a bit of it last night because last night I was telling James, like we said, we were going to record, but I all of a sudden I just started feeling really, really sleepy. So I just my eyes were like really heavy because it's been quite a chaotic week for me. So with various different things, but yeah. So I went to sleep at 6:30 in the evening, early evening, and then woke up at 11:30, just in time for bed. But yeah, as you do. But yeah, and then I still needed, more sleep. So, but because I'd had that little sleep, I needed to sort of watch something. So I started watching another episode of Luke Cage, and like I said, I've been watching other things in between because I just can't get it. I've given up on it now completely. But a good thing is that it's boring for me and it does help me go to sleep. So, that was why I put it on.
Yeah, to be fair, that's how I've gone with The Mandalorian. I've lost. There are a few shows certainly where I've been really into them, and I've just like the Goldbergs. I was really into that. I was invested in it. I watched it. I'd occasionally actually talk to the real Mrs. Goldberg on Twitter, and when it hit Series 10, I was just like, "This is." I mean, it's been cancelled now, but the general consensus was that it completely lost its momentum anyway, and I just couldn't be bothered getting back into it. The thing I need to get back into, there another one was like the reboot of Magnum PI. I loved it, and I've just totally lost watching it. But the other one I really want to watch is The Connors, but it's obviously finding the time and the momentum to watch them. But yeah, I totally see what you mean about you'll start watching and then nothing, no interest.
Yeah, Series 2. Ugh. I've heard a lot of things that people have said that Series 2 of Luke Cage wasn't that great anyway. But yeah, just, oh my God, it just dragged and dragged and dragged, and to the point that I was like, I really don't care what happens. I really just did not care what happens. So I was like, well, why am I putting myself through this thing? Because I suppose if it was like half-hour episodes, then maybe I would have carried on with it. But because it's like an hour long, thereabouts, the hour-long episode each time, I was like, nah, I really don't want to. I'm not bothered about it at all. So, but yeah, the other thing that I've been watching is I started watching Schitt's Creek again. Have you seen that?
I've not, no, but I do hear good things about it, so I should probably have a dabble and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. This is like my second watch of it because I just thought, I just wanted something lighthearted to watch, kind of that makes you giggle. And it's genuinely funny throughout. And obviously then you've also got the serious side as well. But even the serious side is kind of lighthearted as well. But it's going to be one of those like iconic programs, a bit like you've got certain films that you sort of go back to and you watch. I think personally it is, and it's just it's just really funny, just watching a family who have gone from being like really rich and wealthy to poverty basically. And it is hilarious though. So
sounds like it's hilarity in what sounds like a rather cruel way. Interesting, something that I remember that you mentioned before is it cake thing that you talked about?
Oh yes, yeah.
I found some really.
Oh, there's socks.
That's okay. I found some really weird reference to that in something I was reading. I think it's like a comic or something. I was like, wow, it's actually mentioned it. So obviously, it's had an impact.
Oh, really?
Being mentioned. Is it cake? Yeah. But I think is it cake being cancelled now? So the amount of things that keep getting cancelled on television is untrue.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I don't know, to be completely honest. Yeah, I watched that one series and I think I'm done with this now.
Damn weird creation.
Yeah. The thing is, once you've seen the first series,
you've got the gist of it, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't need to watch the next one, do you? Not really, because you know the theme and you know what's going to happen and stuff. So it's like, really, do I need to watch it? No, I don't need to watch it. But yeah, I mean, it was what it was. It was a bit lighthearted fun, like I said. So Yeah. So I don't know about you, James, but should we get into some stories of the week?
We can, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. Hopefully you haven't picked the same one as I have, but, we'll see.
Okay. So as you will notice, I'm all kind of chilled out and relaxed. This will be the one to do the blood pressure. So a woman was left howling with laughter after discovering a bird of prey in her morning coffee. Ugh. Amber Porter was making her usual frothy pick-me-up when she looked down to find an owl peering back from the rim of the coffee for a few more minutes and began to see the shape of a seal. But after sharing with friends and having a few hoots, they settled on an owl. An owl comes to mind, but I sort of see a seal too in my mug with espresso and steamed milk, Amber from Portland, Oregon said. The creature needed a few more sips to wake up, I guess. Amber uploaded the snap to social media and it got everybody talking. Tracy Rush said, yep, definitely looks like an owl. One said, definitely Hedwig. And Lizzie answered, I thought there was a real bird about to be put in a boiling soup. Shannon Website immediately thought that it looks like a barn owl, but Haley Stevens said, I see a sloth face on a long-necked animal. Oh, dear God.
Oh, no. You and your seeing things.
Yeah, I have to go for them for like my rageful moments.
Yes. Yeah, it's quite calm until
to
the
get it
stories
out
of the week.
System.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Come on. Well, I think I'm more upset by the fact that the Metro has adopted this thinking it's a worthy article to publish. Metro, there are bigger, I know it's weird sort of stuff. There are worse things and bigger things going on, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But then at the same time, we do type in weird stories of the week. So what do we expect? Really,
That's true. I will let you do your story because I will be able to hear, but I'm going to have to just take a comfort break for a second.
Okay. Oh, he's muted his screen. So hopefully I will sound okay still. So actually, talking about a comfort break, this actually leads me to a very, very funny story, potentially. So man uses leaves instead of loo rolls for 5 years and he loves it. There's nothing like a good old leaf to wipe your ass with. A man who swapped loo roll for a special type of plant leaf says it saved him a fortune, is kinder to the planet, and works brilliantly. Robin Greenfield, 36, uses the leaf of a blue spur flower, which he says is the perfect size and has the right texture to use instead of toilet paper. He stopped using shop-bought wipes and loo roll in 2013 and initially replaced it with the leftover napkins and tissues. I mean, where was this guy in 2020? Basically, when we had the toilet roll crisis, God damn it. Anyway, but 5 years ago, he realized that the leaves of the flower were much greener substitutes. He made the switch and hasn't looked back.
I suspect he's probably, where was he during the last fiasco? Probably laughing his head off because he wasn't having to buy toilet roll. But if he was really going for the experience, he should be using moss like the Romans did.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously James is back now, as you can hear. The environmentalist from Asheville, North Carolina, reckons he saved thousands of dollars. And kind of what I want to know as well is that did he use the same leaf? Does he wipe his bum with the leaf and then just wash it off and use it again? Or does he use a different leaf each time? That's what I want to know. That
is a very good point.
I don't think he's going to cover it, but let's see if he does. So, and he's now hoping others will take a leaf out of his book. Try it themselves. He said consumption of toilet paper fuels deforestations and massive blah, 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 blah. Anyway, things that we do know, and obviously it's not good for the environment is what he's getting on to, but still he's waffling on. And the leaves of the blue spur flower, a plant native to Africa and South Asia, are the size of a piece of toilet paper, and their soft texture makes them a great alternative. Robin said that the flower can simply be planted at home in order to have never-ending supply of loo roll. The other question is have you asked consent from the leaves? You know, that's the other thing. He added, all in all, the idea is pretty simple. Currently, we're totally dependent on corporations who are making millions to destroy the planet. Fossil fuels and big factories are causing a lot of destruction. And growing your own loo roll is fun and eco-friendly.
The major problem with this is you've got to grow the damn thing. So you've got to wait.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, unless you buy it sort of made, I suppose, and it just keeps growing afterwards. The leaves are super soft, can withstand pressure and won't break through. Plus, they have a natural minty scent. Oh, so he's got to walk around with a minty arsehole.
Yeah, but to be fair, a minty arsehole is better than the other option. A stinky arsehole.
Yeah. I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I partly would love to see if I could actually grow this plant just to see what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can send you a picture, so you can certainly see. There's a picture of a man he's obviously the man sat on the toilet with loo rolls on one side and a plant on the other, and a couple of pieces just behind. You know, a couple of leaves. So he doesn't cover the story as to whether there is one leaf can, you know, be reused or what happens there. And, you know, is it able to be flushed down the toilet, you know, or does it cause a blockage? That, you know, these are a lot of questions being left, basically. And I'm just not sure on what the answers are. So,
if you wish to come on the podcast.
Yes.
To answer the questions about wiping his backside with the leaf, contact us at Talking Codswallop.
Yeah, at Codswallop Pod on social media or Talking Codswallop Podcast at gmail.com. So that's the end of my story. So we'll leave it there.
So, if you think, Gemma, you have problems when the weather got a bit wild, imagine you're in this situation. So, during heavy winds and storms, it's expected that litter, leaves, and other personal debris will be spotted flying around in the air. But during stormy weather in Turkey, a resident was shocked to see a piece of patio furniture being thrown across the sky.
Yeah.
The bizarre sight captured on video by Ankara resident Onur Kalmaz showed a sofa flying off the balcony of a 34-story block of flats. Oh dear. Before falling between other nearby buildings. Onur said his phone in his hand as he peered out the window of his own flat on Wednesday, hoping to check on his car, and spotted the flying furniture. He said the sofa crashed into a number of other buildings before landing in a garden. No one was hurt, but we were pretty scared. Ankara, the Turkish capital, had been battered with storms in recent days. At least one person had been injured so far after winds reaching 45 kilometers an hour blew roofs and windows off of buildings, uprooted trees, and sent debris flying. The stormy weather has seen the roof of a shopping centre in Temizgut district ripped off and the minaret of a mosque destroyed. The city's mayor, Mansur Yavuz, issued a warning via social media, urging residents to be careful following the high winds and risk of flash flooding. And that, being the metro, is that.
I did see that story as well. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? I thought it was like an alien or something, like a spaceship. But no, it was a sofa. But that's a pretty big bit of furniture, though, isn't it, to go AWOL? It
is. And can you imagine if you'd like rung up saying, I think I've seen an alien, and they go, no, it's a sofa.
It would have been good. It would have been good, definitely.
Yeah, it must be the Metro site, because I've just loaded up Sky News to see if it'd do anything, and it's run absolutely fine. So,
well, there you go. Of course, the Metro is going to be annoying us. So
it's taking revenge. It's taking revenge because we've slagged it off that much.
Yeah, it just like, because obviously we've edited it out. But yeah, it's we've had a few technical issues. We're currently using StreamYard, which seems really, really good. until you need to use the metro
Something
for
else.
our weird stories of the week. It's been a bit jittery, but I suppose that's okay. Not everybody loves the metro like we do.
We love it. Love the metro. Such
We
wonderful
do.
journalism and well-written stories.
Well, this story is from Lucy Caton again. Lucy Caton is a very popular feature this week.
Wait, she writes for the metro? Oh,
No.
Lucy, what have you done?
It would be improved if it was. No, this is actually from the Somerset Live. Somerset. Right? So, she obviously knows me very, very well. Mystery surrounds a 30-foot phallus mowed into Bath's Royal Crescent days before the coronation. So this is a bit of an old story.
You've been out with your lawnmower?
Yeah. A bird's eye view of the mystery meat and two veg that has bemused residents of Bath this morning. Residents and walkers of Bath's exclusive Royal Crescent and its beautiful lawns were surprised to see a new feature had been mowed into the lawn this morning. This was on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Hey, maybe it's a Star Wars fan. The phallic feature has seemingly been mowed overnight, but so far, locals and Bath residents are bemused as to who was responsible and how it even happened. The rather large member has made its appearance just 2 days before the coronation of King Charles III, which is set to take place at 11 a.m., with people planning on street parties and picnics all over the country to celebrate it, including the grounds of the Royal Crescent. So people are obviously going to head there and sit on a penis now. In an area visited by people all over the world for its perfect lawn, framed by one of the city's most iconic landmarks, the Royal Crescent, the new addition couldn't be more different to its surroundings of 18th century Georgian grandeur. Bath Northeast Somerset Council is responsible for the lawn on which it has been mowed. The phallic shape. Oh no! They have been approached for a comment as for the small section above that's responsible for the Crescent Lawn Company. Okay, we're getting a little bit repetitive now. So it's almost like this is almost like the Metro as well. Right, let's see. Let's read ahead. One of the most famous. Right. Okay. Whoever the vandal is, it seems that they were more capable of shocking the residents of the country's only. Oh, for God's sake! It keeps going on to different things, and it's really annoying me. We won't be using Somerset again.
Nope. Of interest, does anybody know where Lucy was over the weekend?
No.
I'm just thinking, you've seen her double at work. She's sending articles about this. I think the multiverse thing may be going on. She's just, there's versions of her going around creating chaos.
I think there might be, Well, whoever the vandal is, it seems that they were more than capable of shocking the residents of the country's only UNESCO. There you go. World Heritage City. And I'm going to call it the end because
I certainly think it is Lucy. I think that is the answer. She's the multiverse version of going around creating chaos and confusing you at work.
Yes, I think so. And I don't know about you, James, but welcome back, first of all.
Thank you.
This has been a great episode.
It has.
But I think it's time to finish. What do you think?
I would agree. No, I think we have been talking enough Codswallop.
Get off. That's my line. Well, I think, yes, exactly. Well, I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I have been James.
You have. Now bugger off, and I'll speak to you in another month's time.
The line stealing person that I am.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe you did that. It was mean.
What can I say?
It's my line for a reason.